Okay, good evening, everybody. Good evening and welcome to our call for tonight. And I can see you here in YouTube, so I will be able to see your questions. And so if you have them, you can put them there in the chat. I can also see them here in Restream, so you don't have to worry about that. And so just kind of looking forward to getting into some what we're going to be doing here tonight. And basically, I'm going to be on Saturdays, kind of working through some questions that I get from our Ultimate Insiders. And I'm going to start with one today, and it's probably going to take the whole time. But I will say this, if I have time, I'm going to do a product review. If I don't have time, I'll do that in a separate video. If you have questions as we go along, please feel free to write them here in the box. It's going to be a little bit of just a discussion about Extreme 2.0 and about what we're trying to do with Extreme 2.0. So with that, once again, if you have questions, please feel to write them there in the chat box. Okay, so here's a question that I got about whether or not I have an affiliate program for Ultimate Insiders or just a high ticket offer, or is Ultimate Insider, the high ticket offer. And I've got a few things to say about that. And in terms of you developing your own continuity offer, and I just kind of want to give some real general comments about that. And one of the things that you'll probably notice is that, if you have purchased PLR from one of our launches, you've noticed that I have taken Ultimate Insider as an offer out of that, out of the funnel. And there's a reason for that. And the reason is because I know who it is that I want to have inside of Ultimate Insider. So really, I don't want just anyone and everyone. And because of that, what I don't want is for people to come through the funnel and to make that decision right after purchasing our PLR before they know us, right? So I'd much rather them make that decision. I've said this really before. I'd much rather them make that decision after they've been with us for a little while, because if they are on our if they're on our email list for a while and they choose to get off, or they're not really feeling what we're doing, then they're not going to be a good fit for Ultimate Insider. I do an onboarding call with everybody. And so that's an investment that I make with that individual. If that individual comes and then they join for a month or two, they decide, it's not really for me. And so I didn't understand what it's for. Then that's kind of like a waste of an investment. Now, I do that because I genuinely want to see people, and I'll talk about this today. I generally want to see people take our PLR and then go forward with it, build an entire brand with it, build a continuity offer with it. So the offer itself, in terms of whether or not we have a high ticket offer right now, the high ticket offer is Ultimate Insider broken up over 12 months. Now, we will have a higher ticket offer, and that's really what Extreme 2.0 is going to become. And I'm going to explain that here today, because you can do something similar, right? But I encourage you, even as you develop your Learning Center offer, I encourage you not to just take anybody who's willing to pay you a membership fee. Just straight up. Just because they're willing to pay you doesn't mean they're going to be a good fit for what you're trying to do. Doesn't mean they're going to be a good fit. And you might say, well, they're only paying X amount, right? But if you're really going to serve people, I don't care what the level is. Let's say the level is at $17, and you don't feel like it's worth your time to try to figure out whether or not you need to be the person serving them for $17. I would beg to differ with you, because you really do still need to have people who are paying you monthly who you like, and at the very least who you can tolerate, and at the very least can tolerate you. And if neither of those two things are going to be, remotely the same, I don't think it's worth your time to have that person. That's just my own personal opinion. So I've done everything I can to try to make sure that, first of all, you just can't, I don't even allow affiliates to promote it anymore. The only people that are going to be promoting Ultimate Insiders ultimately will be Ultimate Insiders, right? And it has nothing to do with the affiliates, right? I have those with whom I do business, I have good relationships with, but I will say that And none of the people that I typically partner with do this, right? I'm also still very selective about affiliates. I don't allow anybody to promote. I don't care if their rating is good. I don't care if they promoted a lot of PLR before. I want to know them. And so I don't even allow anybody to just promote our PLR. Even going further, I don't allow even JVs to promote the Ultimate Insider program, because I don't want it classified inside of a make money online opportunity, because that's not what it is in the purest sense. It's not a get rich fast program, and that's not what I'm doing. And so I don't want it even close to anything that's going to be, going to look like that, so that it gets misconstrued. Now, am I giving up members and potential sales? Yes, I am. But it's worth it not to. And the people that I have in Ultimate Insider, to a person, by the time I get to the onboarding call, I tend to like those people, right? It's extremely rare when I get to that call and it's somebody that I don't have a good feel for, because I have put up barriers for people to get into being an Ultimate Insider. There are barriers to get there. You just can't. You have to find it, first of all. Second of all, you have to be on our list for a little while before you can even get a sense for it. Third of all, I don't send people straight to the sales page. I send them to a information session. And that Gary Halbert says that delay is the death of the sale. Well, that's exactly what I want. I want the death of the wrong kind of sale. So all that being said, Ultimate Insider is currently our high ticket offer, broken up over 12 months. But Extreme 2.0 is going to be our high ticket offer. I'll explain to you what that's going to be. Maybe you were thinking, well, that's not really what I want to do. I don't really need pre-sale content. I'm going to explain it to you. Ultimately, again, if you're an Ultimate Insider, you don't have to worry about any of this, because you're going to get Extreme 2.0 regardless. I'm going to explain to you what it is. And then not only will you know whether or not you want to be part of ours, but you'll know whether or not you want to do the same thing to develop a high ticket offer. Now, I'm not saying that this is the end all be all in terms of how you do it. If you read, I spent the last 3 days going through Russell Brunson's 10-hour course, Expert Secrets, right? Expert Secrets Masterclass. And I have differences in terms of the way I want to do things than he does, right? And it was worth it just to kind of figure those things out. And there's some really distinct differences between what he and I do. And obviously, I think that if you go through our program, it's going to be accessible to you, and you're going to be able to start with a PLR product. You're going to be able to build an entire brand. But let me kind of get to that here. So kind of the first thing I want to get to is to say, Ultimate Insider and Extreme Business Makeover are related. So they're both related. They're really married. And I'm gonna tell you why that is. When a person gets Extreme 2.0, here's what they get. They get our PLR product called Product Snowball Formula, and that's 21 over-the-shoulder videos and some other stuff. They also get streaming access to the PLR product, and I give people streaming access to that product so that they'll be able to tell how they want to use it, right? That's something that I'm going to be doing in 2021, is that when you buy our PLR, I'm also going to give you streaming access to it in Teachable. And the reason I'm going to give you streaming access to it in Teachable is so that you'll be able to not only use it, you'll be able to watch it if you want to learn from it, but you'll also be able to kind of go inside that course to see how you want to use it, right? Because you may not want to use all the videos, and you'll be able to watch the course in its entirety. If you want to do bumpers, you'll be able to watch the course very easily. You could obviously do it if you just had the videos as MP4, but it's a lot easier. You can do it from your mobile device. You can do it from your desktop. You can do it from just about anywhere if you have Teachable mobile apps. So we're going to be giving streaming access to that PLR product and pre-sale content to our other PLR projects. Right now, Extreme Business Makeover has pre-sale for Product Snowball Formula and Teachable. And so what we're going to be doing is giving you pre-sale content, some of our other PLR, so that you can take it and do your own workshop, right? So that's really part of that's what Extreme Business Makeover is, right? So that's what it is right now. That's not everything that it's going to be, right? So there's really more to it. I'm going to explain that to you. Everything I just explained to you is phase one, right? So that's what it is. That is what's on the sales page. That's what's being advertised right now is the PLR product, pre-sale content, and streaming access, right? That's what it is right now. And every time I add something, I'm going to increase the price. So phase 2 is not being advertised, but this is what it is going to be. And right now, Ultimate Insiders will get this, right? So they won't have to wait for it. I will wait before I add this to Extreme and then advertise. Basically, it's going to be my Tuesday workshop. And I'm going to be pitching a class some weeks, and I'm going to be pitching PLR other weeks, right? So the live workshop is going to be content that you can use in order to pitch things. In particular, you'll be able to pitch our PLR offers. You'll be able to pitch classes that I'm going to be doing. And I'm going to be teaching basically the online business process start to finish. Same thing I talked about the other day, except that it will not necessarily just be for PLR users, right? Because what I'm teaching in Extreme 2.0, PLR users should be doing it. So it's not going to be particular to PLR. It's going to be for anybody that wants to build an information marketing business. So that's phase 2. Phase 3 will be those live classes, right? So they're going to be a Thursday class. Now, that Thursday last class either going to be one or two things. Number one, it's going to be a live lead-in to the PLR course. Our PLR products typically walk you step by step through the technical process. And so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a live component where I kind of talk through some strategy. And so that strategy is going to be a separate component of the course. Now, that phase 3 is going to be available to Ultimate Insiders. It will eventually be available to people who are part of Extreme, again, if they're part of it now, right? But again, I'm not advertising that yet on the sales page because until I get it to insiders, until they use it, till they say, okay, it works, I'm not going to make it part of the package. But that's where Extreme is going to be going. I'm also going to be doing those live classes. In some cases, they're going to be online business. So I'm going to be teaching a basic course on creating an online course. Now, why that's important is because you will eventually get the rights if number one, you're an Ultimate Insider, number two, if you're part of Extreme, right? But again, phase 2 and phase 3 right now are not being advertised on the sales page. Let's talk about that live lead-in, right? It's a strategy component. And so let's say that a person, you're going to sell the teachable over-the-shoulder videos, right? That covers a step-by-step over-the-shoulder setup of teachable. Now, the live lead-in is a live course. It's going to be some over-the-shoulder. It's going to be some presentation, but it's really designed to cover strategy. Why would you use it, right? So it's going to give the why to why you would do some of the things in Teachable and why you would make some of the decisions that we suggest that you make. And so we're going to do that week in and week out. Now, you will get that content, again, if you are an Ultimate Insider or if you are part of Extreme. I'm going to be making that offer myself in my local area to people, right? So it's going to be a real offer. It's not going to be a fake offer. It's going to be something that's really going to be sold. And so that's why it's going to be part of a more realistic situation. And, you know, again, Ultimate Insiders will get a chance to work through it. So I will be doing the workshop for free. The person will then get, when they buy, right? The person who buys it, they're going to get the live strategy workshop and the over-the-shoulder video. So my version of how I'm going to customize our own PLR is to do a live strategy workshop. Now, what I'm doing is for people who are going to be part of Extreme and Ultimate Insider, I'm going to give them that live strategy workshop too. Now, just for the people who buy our PLR, you're still going to have lead magnet, right? So it's not like you're going to get cheated. I'm just saying that if you want to do a little bit more and you want to do what I would do, I believe in live workshops, right? And so I'm going to be doing that as part of my course. I'm going to give people who are going to kind of be with us on this while we develop this. I'm going to give them access to that. And naturally, as I say, the upsell from the course is going to be into Harper Academy, right? So what's the upsell? Get everything, right? That's our learning center, Harper Academy. So just as I say to you, front end offer is this, upsell is the learning center, right? Now, again, ultimate insiders are going to get these, and then after that they'll be added to Extreme 2.0, right? So again, once again, right now it's not being advertised on the sales page. Let's talk about phase 3, like the over-the-shoulder class. Now, these are going to be live courses with some over-the-shoulder, some presentation. I'm going to be selling these to our local area. And then, these are just going to be live classes, right? Not going to spend a lot of time on this. And then once I've completed all of phase 3, I will release the rights to that entire series of courses. It's going to be a massive course. Right now, when I go back to sell Extreme, right, once I complete phase 3, then Extreme is going to be $997, right? And it should be. And I'll explain why that's going to be here in a minute. When phase 1, 2, and 3 are complete, I will have taught the entire. First of all, I've already taught this. So if you saw our Insider Path session, if you haven't seen that session, you need to watch this for context. So if you have not seen that session, you do need to watch this. It was an Ultimate Insider training, but anybody can watch it and benefit, because if you go down what I call the success path for Ultimate Insiders with our PLR, you will build the kind of brand that people will be coming to you for your products, right? That's the idea. So that, and I've kind of explained this before. When you're in the make money online market, you're still building a list, but for the most part, you still got to chase the sale, right? And that's just the nature of being inside of the MMO market. So what I'm showing people in Insider Path is, if indeed they want to, in addition to the make money online market, they want to build their own business related niche that's unrelated, right, to the Warrior Plus, JVZoo, ClickBank crowd. Now I will have taught. Now once phase 1, 2, and 3 are over, I will have taught the entire start to finish process of building a brand with live workshops. It's just I taught leveraging traffic and directing that traffic to the workshops, right? I will have taught the detailed process, right? That's what Extreme will eventually do. Turning those live workshops into content. Now, I've taught that in the past. If you have our lecture-based course, it was very narrow in scope. It was done specifically for internet marketers, called Content Factory Mastery, right? I've taught that before. This is the concept that I am going to be naturally making accessible to anyone, right? So you don't have to be Warrior Plus JVZoo person to get it. I'm going to reteach it, and naturally it's going to be a class that eventually you'll get the rights for if you're part of what we're doing. Then taking that content that you cranked out in your factory, turning that into your buyers list and doing what I call perpetual list building. And then you will then take either branded or rebranded instruction and turn that into your product snowball. So you can do it with PLR. You can do it if you don't have PLR. But if you have PLR, it's going to be easier to do product snowball formula, because you should be releasing on a regular basis, right? So you're going to be able to do product snowball formula if you have PLR, specifically our video PLR. It's going to be easy to do product snowball formula. And then, you'll be turning that, obviously, you'll be taking those branded courses and turning that into your continuity offer. We taught that all of 2020, right? Turning all of that content into a learning center and saying to people, if you want more of the same, then all you got to do then is become part of our learning center, right? And you become part of our our learning center. So that's what you're doing. And then what you're doing within your learning center, right? You have people who are paying you monthly. Out of that number, you then make an offer available to them, in particular, that if somebody wants to spend a little more time with you in depth, for you to work one-on-one or in a closer group, you're going to charge a little more, and you're going to work with them on an accelerated basis to get more success. That's the insider path, right? So that is the insider path. Part 2 is going to be coming. There's some other parts to it that I need to teach to that. So if you haven't seen insider path, go see part 1. And I'm going to be doing part 2. That's the basic, right? What I've just kind of laid out. There are really some more parts to it. So why do it like that? Why would I even do all this? And it seems like a lot of trouble to do. Kind of keeping people out of the membership and doing all that kind of stuff. It doesn't make sense. Basically, I think what we want to do is we want to help PLR users to get results for themselves. And that's even if they choose not to be in the make money online market selling to other resellers. If you want to sell to other resellers, I'm not saying it's easy, but you can buy your way in. So in other words, what you could do, right, really and truly the fastest way of kind of building, a list is when you see these offers come up, or when you see a bonus comes up and somebody says, we'll mail for you if you buy our stuff. I'm not a big advocate of getting bonuses just for the sake of bonuses, but if you want to be in a make money online market and one of those offers or deals comes up, if you want to launch and if you want to build a list and you want that list to be within the make money online market selling to other resellers, that is the fastest way of building a buyer's list. Yes. And I've seen a lot of marketers do it. I've seen a lot of PLR creators do it. Recently, PLR creators are now saying, we'll take you in and we'll show you how to launch PLR. I've seen people do it. And so you may not even be interested in PLR, but if you want a buyer's list, that's really the fastest way. Typically, that offer is going to be a little more expensive. But I mean, if you spend, $300, $400, $500, but you get a buyer's list started and you get some customers and you sell your product, you're going to get that money back. So we're not necessarily targeting the people that want to do that, right? I can direct you to people who have those offers. And what we're going to start doing within Ultimate Insider is I'm going to find those offers where people want to say, if you want to launch inside of the make money online niche, I'm going to find people who are willing to give you a deal on that. So if you're the Ultimate Insider, just kind of hold your horses on that. If that's the market you want to be in, I will help you. I've got to build this out, but it's going to be in the very near future. And I will have an assortment of these offers available to you where if you want to, what I call buy your way in to build a list, I'm going to help you to be able to do that. Now, because we're looking for people who are not necessarily wanting to do the sell to other resellers, so we're not going to be advertising phase 2. We're only going to give Ultimate Insiders that part of it, which is the live course, until we finish some. Right? Once we've finished enough of them, and I'm pretty confident that I could, I'll have enough to kind of make sure that there's continuity, that you don't have to wait for it. That's when I'll release it to the public. So that's why I'm talking about it, but not advertising. So we're not going to put it on the sales page until I've maybe got a number of them where I can say I'm well enough ahead so that you don't have to wait, and you just get them week after week, right? So that's why I'm doing it like this. And again, Ultimate Insiders will kind of get them as they're completed. If I miss a week, it's fine. I mean, because they're not necessarily on the sales page for Ultimate Insiders. There's just some of the things I'm doing for our insiders to help them to get their own results. So if I miss a week, if I miss 2 weeks, if I miss 3 weeks, right, it's not really a big deal because that's not necessarily part of the deal I made with them when they joined anyway. So again, that's why they'll get these materials first. And the other reason I'm doing it like this is because, quite honestly, by the end of the process, you are going to get not only the workshops, you are also going to get live classes teaching people how to build a brand from scratch. But you don't need to sell that product if you haven't been through it, right? That's just now. You may get to the end. You might just say, well, I'm going to do my own thing and I'll just wait it out, which is fine. I suggest you go through the process. And if you go through the process and you build a brand yourself, then by the time you get the PLR product, you actually teach it. You'll be teaching from a position of, first of all, perfect confidence. You'll be tweaking that product in a way that's super personal, right? And you'll be tweaking it in ways that you figure out things that maybe you didn't like the way I did it, right? The way I taught. And so you're going to teach it the way you experienced it. And so that's one of the reasons why, we're not going to release the phase 3 until it's all done, right? So we're not going to give people the product, the entire big product to sell until the whole process is over. And the other reason why we want to do it like this is because by the time it's over, the signature product is going to be $9.97. It's going to be well worth it, right? It's not even going to be a question. It might even be $19.97. And I guess my calling, for what lack of a better word, is to make these things accessible. Always has been. And I've never kind of come out and said that. I sort of get that a lot. I've been asked that. I want to make it accessible, but this is not going to be accessible if you go, it's going to be at the regular level that it should be by the time it's all over. And so if you kind of go through the process, you'll get it as it comes, but that's sort of the why we're doing it like this. Okay, so that's really about it. Any questions? I don't have my question slide, so any questions? Let me see. It looks like I got a few questions here. Let's see. Let's see if I can see the course. Okay, so the product review, Jim, I'm going to do. Hopefully, I'm going to have a chance. Oh, if you look at my newsletter on the 15th, then that's my full written product review for the Google product, right? That was my review. And eventually what I'm going to do is I will do a video review. I have not had time. I've got a lot to try to do to get StreamYard ready for tomorrow. For the public, of course, Ultimate Insiders, they already have it. But yeah, so yes, so my newsletter on the 15th will have my review of the Google product. And it was a straight product review. I decided to do it a little differently. I decided not to just say, y'all to just get it. There's some things in there you ought to know before you go through the process. So I kind of went through that. Let's see. Okay, so the Expert Secrets Masterclass was kind of an interesting thing. I'm not even sure how I got it. He did this and he did this live, and I guess if you have YouTube Premium, right? I think YouTube Premium has a download feature, and I didn't really even know it did that. And so those videos are there. It's not even available anymore. So I think you've got to get his 2 Comma Club coaching, and I don't even know what that thing costs. It may cost $19.97. But yeah, so that was his Expert Secrets class. Does it compare to the stuff in the book? It does. It does compare to the stuff in the book. It's a little more in depth into, I'd say, the why you want to be an expert. But if you've read the book, you won't have missed anything in that course. You just kind of did a video version. So I don't think, if you really read Expert Secrets and you really kind of internalized it, then there's no reason why you would have to do what I did. Right? I'm not even sure why I did it. But yeah, good question. Okay, so streaming access just basically means that in addition to the PLR, I will put the course in Teachable so that people can watch it. So if you have the Teachable mobile app or the Teachable desktop version, you can watch the course. So that's pretty much what that means, is that just I'm going to give people the streaming course too, so that they can watch it, and so that they can go inside of that course and say, watch the video from a certain point. So that's sort of why we're doing that. Okay, yep, that's right. Thank you, Jane. Jane explained that very well. Yep. Okay, so the timeline for releasing the signature product for 1997, so you can resell it as an affiliate. Well, the idea, Jim, is that, yeah, okay, so it'll be $9.97, I'm guessing, by 6 months, 1997 in 12 months. That's my plan. And let's see, because you got the book. Yeah, okay, yeah. So the book is very comprehensive. What I have found is that for me personally, the book really got technical in a good way. But I think sometimes, if you, I mean, you've got to kind of really be there with him on some of these things by the time, you sort of start working through some of the technical stuff. So I don't always recommend Expert Secrets as you have to do it. I think that it is worth reading. I am going to teach my own version in a simplified way. And there's some areas that I don't necessarily fully agree with Russell in that sense. One thing I have a little bit of a difference is that more than likely, first of all, there are two things. Number one, I believe in teaching a weekly workshop. So so he believes in not teaching but selling at every webinar, which again, I do not have a problem with. That's just not my style. I can't necessarily do it. I believe in kind of building trust and building your list, because most of the people in our space need to build a list. And it's been my personal experience that one of the ways that you build your list is to do exactly what I'm doing with you right now, but do it in your own market. So just as I'm spending this 30 minutes with you on this Saturday night, this is my weekend Q&A. On Tuesday night, I do a workshop. Well, I suggest you do the same thing. I'm not saying it has to be Tuesday at 7:30 or 7 o'clock, but I am saying it needs to be once a week, and that you should be doing it every week, and that you can do this extra thing that I also do, which is the weekend Q&A. So where Russell Brunson would probably differ from that is that he would probably do a webinar. Until I have the signature product in 1997, I don't want to do a webinar until I have that product. So right now, I'm in the phase of the business for myself as a content provider, where I'm going to be doing it benefits me more to do a podcast and a workshop, right? As a content provider. Most cases, the people that become part of Ultimate Insider, that tends to be where they are too, right? So that's sort of why I'm not doing what he calls perfect webinar. That's not why I'm yet kind of moving in that direction, and it's not even why I'm teaching other people to do that. Why I'm thinking that my feeling is people need to start building their list, and they can build their list if they don't necessarily want to advertise by doing the weekly workshop. Yeah, and so what I found, and so I think you and I may have come in kind of some of the same circles, Jim. I probably came along and got my start as an internet marketer with network marketers, and the best network marketers that I've ever seen First of all, they did training every week, and then eventually they brought me in to train. That's really how I got started. And the people that built the most trust, they didn't even do the training. They had me to do the training. But they still built trust among their people by having a training every week, except that I was the one doing the training, right? And that kind of shows you the power of it, because they were not even the person. And I'm not saying that you should do a workshop where you have somebody else do it. But I'm saying that it's powerful because it really does establish that sense of, this man, this woman is here every week, and you don't have to say anything about whether or not you're trustworthy. You say it by being there every week, right? Yeah. Okay, any other questions? Any other questions? No, am I still doing network marketing? Nope. No, I am not. Presently, no. And I'm just really way too busy. And I don't want to put it like that, like I'm above it and I'm way too busy. I'm just saying I have goals now that I want to accomplish with the PLR show, that I would have to stop those things in order to do network marketing, right? So it has nothing to do with anybody's product, has nothing to do with their system. It's just that I have some real goals I'm trying to do based on some things I want to do now. So yeah. Okay, so if you are watching this and you are not getting our daily newsletter, make sure you're doing that by going to the plrshow.com. And the way you get our daily newsletter is to get our free PLR Academy. Sign up there, and then you'll automatically be part of our newsletter. And then, just about every day I talk about PLR and how you can use it, right? Share different training with you, different calls, different things like that, different things that'll help you not only as a PLR user, but also really as a marketer, right? Because PLR is really a way of building your content, your products. So if you want to build a content information marketing business, then make sure you're signed up at the PLR show. Sign up for our daily newsletter, get access to our free PLR Academy. If you are kind of intrigued by Extreme 2.0, you can go to our sales page at the plrshow.com/PSBF, right? That's Extreme 2.0, plrshow.com/PSBF. And ultimately, I think, the most important thing, if you really want to make sure that you are investing in yourself, I don't like using the word investment. Let me take a step back from that. I scratch the word investment because I don't like using that. That's not a good term. If you really want to, commit to doing information marketing, I'll commit to you. But what I want you to do is to become an ultimate insider, and that'll help me to commit to you some of what we have to share with you. It's more, it's one PLR product every month, but we try to make sure it's more than that. And really, we try to give you the extras, the tools, the training, and everything you need in order to build out your brand, right? Let's see, Jim, if you are you're an ultimate insider, so you've already got all that content in the member area, so you wouldn't have to buy it. So ultimate insiders don't have to buy Extreme 2.0. Okay, and so if this has been of any benefit to you, I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. If you would please go to the plrshow.com/shout and give us a shout out, we'd appreciate it. And what that does for us is that helps us to be able to say we're helping people, right? And so we like to put these things on our sales pages, on our workshop pages, on our stuff pages, and just so that people know that we're not just, we're just not just whistling Dixie, right? We're really out here, doing what we can to make sure people get to their own goals. So again, if you've gotten any benefit out of this, please do us a favor, head over to the plrshow.com/shout. And with that, thank you very much, everybody. I'm maybe about 10 minutes behind. We're a little bit late. I tend to like to get you out of here in 30 minutes, but I appreciate you all being here. with us tonight. So have a great night and a pleasant tomorrow. Take care.